So that was slightly surprising.
What do you think that excites you most about the future of Tesla?
Ark Invest chief futurist Brett Winton just shared what Ark Invest found surprising about the Tesla Investor Day, and he also discussed what Ark Invest is the most excited about Tesla stock moving forward.
Biggest takeaway from yesterday?
It's clear that Tesla is executing on its ambition to scale to 20 million vehicles, which really ties in with our expectations for the company's ability to deliver growth. If I were in another auto company, I would be tearing my hair out at how quickly they are innovating on the production, design, and manufacture of these vehicles. So they announced a number of what a casual observer might think of as incremental manufacturing advances, but those stack up to more efficient vehicles that are cheaper to produce, that are better end products for consumers, and indicate to us that they're going to be able to deliver lower cost of production vehicles that are more performant than their competitors. And so on the manufacturing and margin side, I think it's actually quite a positive set of advances that they laid out, and relative to an auto industry that's usually on a 4-year innovation cycle, it really wrong foots their competitors.
Imagine being Toyota right now. They just tore down a Model Y and they said it's a work of art. It's unbelievable. And they don't stop there. They said it's a whole different manufacturing philosophy. Tesla just redesigned the whole thing again. Tesla was just making fun of its old, supposedly inefficient design compared to the new design that is going to be much more efficient. And Toyota is amazed by Tesla's old design. Toyota and a lot of these other manufacturers, they just have no hope of catching up to Tesla. Tesla will just always be a few steps ahead of everyone else.
What do you make of the criticism that they didn't unveil a next-gen vehicle? I mean, were you expecting that? No talk really of timeline, of price.
Yeah, I mean, well, they've indicated they're going to be able to manufacture one for half the cost of the Model 3. So that tells you what price they should be able to charge profitably on the next-gen vehicle. And they may accept a lower gross margin on that car conditional on them delivering on robotaxi. As in, if you can generate essentially software margin after delivery of vehicle revenue against the vehicle, you don't care that much what the cost of the razor blade handle is, because you're selling razors. And they did, clearly indicated that they're going to have some kind of van that's built on the Cybertruck platform based on their visuals, as well as that next gen vehicle. So in some ways, they actually did. They indicated that there are two vehicles in pipeline rather than one. So that was slightly surprising.
Yeah, Tesla actually basically let us all know they are working on what seems like a van. It's not entirely super clear if it is going to be like a Mercedes-like Sprinter van, or maybe it's going to be more like a minivan. To me, it looks more like a Mercedes-type Sprinter van. And here's how it could look like. I think the hidden van in Tesla's presentation had a longer nose than this, though. Or it could be more like a minivan, but their hidden prototype has that longer nose, so it would perhaps look more like this, but this would be way too similar to the Model X, I think. And actually, there is quite a sizable market for vans. Mercedes-Benz sold about 400,000 vans in 2018. Although they do come in many different forms, shapes, and sizes, especially in Europe, people don't drive pickup trucks. They drive one of these vans, actually, especially like this one or this one. Anyone that works in construction, I have almost never seen someone own a pickup truck in Europe.
And I can understand that they want the next gen vehicle reveal event to be something more targeted at their customers rather than their investors. So from a marketing and PR maximization perspective, you want that event to be exciting and for the people that are going to buy the car, not necessarily for the people that are going to buy the stock. This is a vehicle that they think is going to scale to multiple millions of units production worldwide, and it deserves its own spotlight and reveal.
I fully agree with Brett here. I am very happy also that Tesla did not show us the vehicle yet, assuming that it is not ready. If it is already ready, then what are you doing, Tesla? But assuming that it is not ready, this has been the right thing to do. The only vehicle that maybe it really makes sense to unveil before it is actually ready is the van. More like a sprinter kind of van like these. Because if I, let's say, knew that a van like that is coming, I will still buy a Model 3 or a Model Y if I was going to buy one of these vehicles. I will still buy a Model X or S. It does not cannibalize anything. But if you do announce that cheaper vehicle that is maybe not as good as a Model 3, but is quite a bit cheaper, you're not really helping yourself here. And like I said, for many months now, I want Tesla to announce a new vehicle, if it's a cheaper vehicle, only when it is almost ready to be produced.
I was taking a look at some of the tweets that you put out right after that Investor Day, and you mentioned Tesla's design engineering integration parallels Apple's approach and is critically important during technology transitions. Can you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, so if as the technological frontier is pushing forward, if you are relying on a supply chain to provide you with kind of the critical component, then you're going to be held back at the velocity of your competitors. And so by vertically integrating through all the critical components, Tesla is never held back to the competitors. They're always pushing kind of their entire kind of technology stack forward cohesively. And so just like Apple, Tesla is now at a point where they are setting the standard for the industry, and competitors are then going to have to re-engineer to accommodate the new standard that they set. So it's an esoteric change, but they are going to 48 volts on their vehicle. This allows them to reduce by 4 times the amount of copper wiring in the vehicle harness. So it lowers the weight, makes the vehicle less expensive to manufacture. And they clearly have been working on this, and they have the electronic components to be able to do it. Now, the entire rest of the auto industry is going to have to turn around and try to figure out how to accommodate that, or else they're going to be cost uncompetitive. And so I think it's true across a number of different areas, on the full body casting, on the kind of modular production that they talk about, that they really are iterating on the machine that builds the machine, while other companies are traditional automakers are just trying to figure out how to build an electric vehicle that's cost competitive at all. And so it really wrong-foots the competition and allows them to set the direction of travel for the entire industry.
Yesterday, Tesla at the Investor Day revealed multiple things like that make the cars easier and cheaper to produce, but make them better. It's kind of silly how the competitors are just trying to make an EV and Tesla is already so far ahead. And one of the reasons why Tesla is able to do it and no one else is? It is because Tesla will be designing every single controller in their own vehicles. Whereas right now with the Model Y, only 61% of them are Tesla designed. That is some serious vertical integration there. Most probably slept through that part of the presentation. Comment down below. Did you notice this slide from the Tesla Investor Day, or is this like, oh, this is a new thing that I didn't see before?
There were so many sort of areas that they touched during Investor Day. The new plant in Monterrey, Mexico, also their manufacturing plants, reducing their footprint, something that you talked about earlier as well. The Cybertruck, which is expected in 2024. So if you take a look at the entire of everything of what was said, what do you think that excites you most about the future of Tesla?
It's funny, they spent so much time on manufacturing scaling, because I think that's where the average sell side analyst is focused. But the most critical financial thing for the company is whether or not they can deliver robotaxi. And I'm most excited about the fact that recent releases in the AI world have indicated that having proprietary data is even more of an advantage than we previously understood. So having access to a very large volume of vehicle data coming off the fleet, the vehicles drive 120 million miles a day, gives Tesla a unique data advantage to kind of continue to improve the full self-driving capability and eventually deliver a commercializable robotaxi service on a mass deployed vehicle that's already in the world. So our expectations are 2/3 of the 5-year forward value of the company is embedded in them delivering robotaxi. And so that's, it wasn't necessarily focused on because they just had an AI day, not that long ago, but it's actually most critical to the future financial prospects of the company.
And yesterday, Tesla, for the first time, has released FSD beta collision data. Miles driven per one collision, Tesla vehicles using FSD beta, 3.2 million miles driven before a collision, whereas a US average is 0.5 million. Clearly, FSD is not dangerous if you are engaged. Actually, you are probably safer if you are engaged. So NHTSA is being absolutely ridiculous here by saying that FSD could do something before the driver actually even realizes. For example, one of the things that they might say, like if you are driving in a straight lane and there's a vehicle on the other side that's coming towards you, FSD may just suddenly swerve into the other lane and kill you, basically, is what they are sort of suggesting. And FSD may do that before you even realize, before you can actually even correct the vehicle. But the data here clearly suggests that even if, let's say, in a worst case, let's assume it actually does happen, it happens so infrequently that it is about 6 times safer than the US average. Now, of course, another argument that most will make is that when you use FSD, you are using it in places where it is easy to drive, so your collision rate would be lower anyway, but 6 times lower? I don't know about that. And this is the Tesla stock buying opportunity explained by Elon Musk. My name is Matt Post. Just like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.